Football is a game of two halves, and we certainly got that tonight. Our first half, that seemed to lack a lot of energy and going a goal behind after 10 minutes. The second half, particularly in the first 15 minutes, we did lift it, and you chipped in with the cross for Jack Dawson to equalise. But after that, there were chances both sides, and game finished out one apiece. But how do you sum it up yourself?
Really frustrating, obviously. I mean, the first half, we've got to take responsibility for that. I think it wasn't good enough. We all know that. But first 15, second half, a bit better. Then I think we dropped again. I don't know. I think we just needed to push on. We were on top there, but we didn't.
And just looking at my stats, this is our 8th game in 21 days, which is intense enough, considering that we were catching up on the league and lads involved in working and school and leaving cert and all that and exams. I'm sure that's an intense schedule to work on.
Yeah, it is. Look, it's tough, but I suppose we're not the only team that has to do it. You know, we're behind on games and stuff. We have to catch up. It's just we have to get on with it.
And it was actually great to see some of the young kids down tonight. Actually, they had a bit of a ball at half time while you were given a few instructions to change things in the second half. And I'd say they probably enjoyed themselves.
Yeah, well, hopefully. Look, we want to get people out to watch us, and it was great to see a few of them out tonight.
And crossing the line are here on Saturday evening, and some people might see this as an easy 3 points, but as we know ourselves from playing them last year, crossing the line are certainly no pushovers, and if you give them too much respect, they will hurt you. And last week we saw that with Manila being beaten 3-1 by them.
No, 100%. Yeah, look, it's not going to be an easy game. We can't take it for granted. You know, we're under pressure now. We need 3 points to bounce back, so we'll have to show.
And hopefully get a good crowd again on Saturday. And speaking of Saturday, we also have the Relay for Life. I've also been highlighting that during the live stream, and I've posted the link during the game on the stream, and I'm sure the lads will be giving the Relay for Life a bit of support too.
Definitely, yeah, as a team, you know, it's important. It's a great cause, and we all need to get out and support if we can.
Thank you very much. They say football is a game of two halves, and they certainly proved that tonight. It was the first half that lacked intensity on our part. Second half, we had a great spell in the first 15 minutes or so, before it kind of tailed off a little bit after that. And chances either side, possibly could have won the game, possibly might have lost it. But how do you sum up that 90 minutes?
I'd say the first half was probably the poorest half of football we've had since we've been here. In the 18 months, it was really, really poor. We never worked anywhere near the level that we have to be effective in the game. We were well outplayed for long spells of it. And I don't know, it's too easy to put your finger on and say, listen, we're tiring, too many games, too young a side, it's starting to take its toll. You know, you expect a little bit more than that. Second half, I think we came out with a reaction. We started off really well, we were good for 15 minutes, and then really tired again. And it became a bit more ping-pong football. They had chances, we had chances. We had to try, you know, simplify the game the last 15-20 minutes to stay in it, because I think they were going to get something. So in lots of ways we were lucky to get out with our 1-1. I think today they were the better side and probably deserved a little bit more. But yeah, it's usually frustrating. It's difficult. We can't train at the moment. We're going game to game, and that's not ideal. And a lot of these lads are doing leaving cert, they've lots of other stuff and other things. It's not an excuse, but you know, this 3 games a week stuff, we're back up in 48 hours. It's ridiculous in lots of ways.
So statistically, tonight has been our 8th game in 21 days, and Saturday evening will be our 9th in 23.
Yes.
Which is very intense stuff. You probably won't see that in the Premier League at all, even over their Christmas schedule.
Yeah, and look, and we're trying to get bodies back, we're trying to get individuals back into the team as much as we can. It's very difficult to get guys, 1, recovered, and 2, get the injured players back into that. And we were lucky enough to get Aaron on the pitch the last 15-20 minutes. He was injured 2 weeks ago, shouldn't be back yet. We've other players we need to bring back urgently. But this run of fixtures doesn't allow for that. It doesn't allow for a break. It doesn't allow for recovery. It doesn't allow for the welfare of the players. There's no question in the world about that. We're playing Cross My Line on Saturday night. They're sitting resting. It's ludicrous. We haven't had a break yet, and it doesn't look like it's going to get much better. And really, in reality, if the league wants us to support things like the Oscar Trainer, which delayed football by almost 3 months, they've got to at least look at the league and readjust it. They allow teams sensibly play their football. It's one thing to play a catch-up game maybe once every 3 weeks. It's another thing to be going. Was it? You're saying 9 games will have played in 23 days?
9 games on Saturday and 23 games when we played Crossballina, yeah.
It's ludicrous stuff. It's ludicrous. And you know what? We're on the receiving end of that now. We look like a team that's utterly exhausted. And we can't get fresh bodies back quick enough. And yeah, it's usually frustrating for everybody.
Yeah, and the key thing for energy levels with any team is your game, your recovery time, and then your training, recovery, and game again, and recovery. And
preparation, and an ability to, move from one game, recover, have a game plan, work to the next one. We're not getting any of those opportunities. It's insane. And, we're expected to go potentially try to do a recovery session tomorrow and get back on the pitch on Saturday. And worse than that, a lot of the players we're using at the moment, some of the B players that have been coming in, backboning that squad for the last couple of weeks, they've got to play again on Sunday morning. I mean, I don't know who looks at that and think it's sensible, but from our point of view, it's just turned a really bright start to the season into a very frustrating period. And we're desperate for a break, a recovery, and an ability to step back and play.
And some of the players that were involved with the B team and the under-18s in the last few weeks are really in double digits at this stage in game time.
Yeah,
number of games.
Absolutely. And it's not a case that, we'd like to make changes, we'd like to freshen things up, but we don't have those opportunities at the moment. And was it last weekend or the weekend before? Some of the lads played all 3 days. So, I mean, it can't continue. And at the moment, we look like a side that's absolutely exhausted.
So, Crossballina on Saturday evening. On paper, people on the outside would think easy 3 points. But as we know ourselves from playing them last year, it'll be anything but. They gave us some awful tough games. They have tricky players and they're capable of doing damage if you give them too much respect. And we saw that against Minola. Crossballina beating Minola last weekend.
Look, I don't see a soft game in that one, to be honest with you. McDuffie's a really, really good coach. They've been competitive in most of their fixtures. They've been coming good over the last couple of weeks. And as I say, they're sitting there fresh, preparing for the weekend. They're going to set themselves up to be really difficult to beat. They work incredibly hard. And again, that puts all the emphasis on us to try to break them down. And when you're tired and you're coming on the back and only having 48 hours off, that's a really difficult ask. And it's quite warm out there. So the extra day to Sunday would have made a big difference, but we are where we are. We've got to turn up again on Saturday and we've got to get a result out of that. And at the moment, we've got to keep going, try to get bodies back, try freshen things up, try to get a recovery, try to get back to preparation and training. That would be ideal. But I think the league turned this into a bit of a sprint now, and there's no quality left in it when you're doing that,
So, trying to change the subject a little bit away from the football. This weekend is also the Relay for Life, which we've been promoting on social media during the week. And of course the lads I think are going to be involved in some capacity over the weekend with that. I've actually been posting the link during the live stream during the game for people to donate, and I'm sure you'll be encouraging everyone to support it.
It's a fantastic initiative, and something myself and my family are looking forward to this weekend. We'll be over hoping on Sunday to get our hour in. I think all the players are keen to play a part over the weekend. Great initiative. Hopefully we'll have the weather for it. I encourage everybody to get out and support the Relay for Life and do the hour walk if they can,
And another thing that was great to see this evening were the academy kids down at the game, watching the game. They had a little tuck shop to buy their crisps and minerals and chocolate bars and water, and they had an enjoyable kickabout at half time.
Yeah, it was great. It's great to see. It's one of the favourite things about this Thursday football is we get to come in here and see the academy as we're getting ready for our own game. There's nothing better than seeing the kids come in and play football. They're there for fun, they're really enjoying it, and it's really, really well run. And I think it's one of the most beautiful spots you can play football in, and to see the academy here is great.
Indeed. So we will look forward to the weekend, look forward to more football, and hopefully we'll have a better chat on Saturday evening with 3 points in the bag.
We'll go in and prepare for it and hope for the best.
Thank you very much.